So in this next video, we're going to answer the question, how do you know if something's wrong with your tree? What do you need to look for if you're concerned that your tree might have some issues? I get a lot of questions as your urban forestry extension agent about the health of trees and how we can assess them. So I'm going to walk you through a few things to watch out for. Looking here at this tree in the garden, you can see that we have a few issues that I want to point out. We have a couple of dead branches and we have a branch that is hanging dead. These are the results of last year's hurricane season. It's good to keep an eye out, looking at the ends of your branches, looking for any tip dieback where you see leaves that are browning and not growing at the ends of the branches. So in this case, when we look at this, we can see that there are a few dead branches, a couple branches that need to be removed, but there doesn't appear to be any significant damage to the entire canopy. Some other things you might notice about this particular tree is that there are brown spots on the leaves. This is fairly normal for this type of tree. Ligustrum tend to have a fungal spot that doesn't cause anything but an aesthetic problem. But this is something that you would want to watch for if you were looking to make sure that your tree at home is healthy. Watch for things like spots on the leaves, dead branches, or hanging branches. Other things to watch out for are any areas where the bark might be loosening or shedding, any areas where the bark feels soft, you can push on it and it gives away a little bit, or areas where you have things like weeping or oozing from the bark. Those are big concerns. Something that's not a concern though is something I want to show you up here. Most trees in the landscape are going to have some kind of community growing on the bark. And in this case, not only do we have moss, but we also have two different species of lichen as well as epiphytic plants. These epiphytic plants, these little tillandsias here, and these lichen and this moss, they don't do any harm to the tree. Okay, they're just living here on the bark, and as the rain falls down the tree, they collect nutrients and water and they're able to thrive. Something interesting about lichens, these two species right here, is that they're actually a symbiotic relationship between an algae and a fungus living together to form these distinct organisms. If you have concerns about the trees in your landscape, it's important to consult with a certified arborist. Remember that you can find one by going to treesaregood.org. If you still have concerns, if you're not quite sure what's going on with your tree, feel free to refer back to our University of Florida IFAS Diagnostic Services. We can walk you through the website, help you find which submission samples you need to send up to the lab, and we'll help you collect the right size sample to send up for diagnosis. Sometimes there might be a pest or a disease that you need help identifying. That's what we're here for at the IFAS Extension in Hillsborough County. And again, I'm Alyssa Vinson. I'm your urban forestry extension agent.